I think back to the most formative experiences and some of those key moments in my life, and I always think back to Blizzard and Avalanche. Most of my spiritual journeys, I can think about my time there. Coming from a small church, our youth group always maybe was 4 or 5 kids that would get together, and then all of a sudden you spend a weekend with 400, 500 students, and you're all walking through the same life struggles. You're all kind of in a stage of life where you're figuring things out and you've got questions, and it's a weekend where probably a lot of questions are answered, or maybe more questions are being asked. But you watch a group of kids walk through that together, and you might not see any of those people ever again. You know, your cabin mates, you hang out with them for the weekend, people you wouldn't have met regardless, but you're all kind of walking through some really big life questions. And again, you're in a beautiful place, you've stopped, you've walked away from life for a second, and to be able to experience that with 400 other people your age is, I think it's incredible. Being in session, there was always a great balance of, an Avalanche, we always had the games, we had the silly challenges, things I might not be super proud of being a part of, but again, just a fun balance of let loose, have fun, but also let's take time to stop, think, reflect. And I would say that the speakers every year were always right on point with what was going on in my life. I made the transition to become a leader a few years after I stopped going to the retreats. When I was in university, I applied to be a team captain. There was something different. There was something different about our leaders. There was something different about the way they served. And I remember watching it all happen and just knowing that I needed to be a part of it. Being a leader at these retreats taught me so many valuable lessons, and the number one thing, I guess, would be customer service. The amount of times I say it's my pleasure, at this point, anyone from the retreats would look at me and be like, haha, that's kind of funny, but it has become part of my language. And it wasn't just a language thing, but it was a way of life and understanding what service means and truly finding the joy in serving others. I think that lifestyle of service has really followed into the rest of my life, and I try to find joy in serving others no matter where I go. And I always say it's a pleasure, not just because I'm working at Avalanche or Blizzard, but because it really does become a joy to serve. And I think I have Blizzard and Avalanche to thank for that. Hey, my name is Karla, and I grew up CBOQ youth.